This is news that I've been waiting for the longest time, but Scooby-Doo is finally coming back to live action. And people, I am so excited about this because I love Scooby-Doo. Scooby-Doo was my entire childhood. I grew up on the original cartoon, on pretty much every other cartoon and animated series of Scooby-Doo, and of course, the live action films as well. And so I've been begging for years to get more live action Scooby-Doo. Really, honestly, at this point, just more Scooby-Doo content in general, because there's still the direct-to-DVD projects, the movies that are coming out, but there was like one last year, and most of those that we've gotten in the last couple years have been not the greatest. Even just a new animated series I would have liked. We had Scoob in theaters. Well, it was supposed to be in theaters, but then 2020 happened. I would have been interested to see that continue, but that just didn't pan out. So this, I think, is the best way to approach the series and the franchise going forward. I think still they should do maybe a new animated series or more direct-to-video animated movies as well. But a live-action TV series I think, would be perfect for Scooby-Doo. And so this is in development for Netflix with Greg Berlanti set to produce, which I think is very telling of how this project is going to be. Because one of the first questions with this is it going to be geared more towards kids? So is it going to be like those live action films? Which I wouldn't mind. But what I think is more likely, and also what I think would be much more successful, is that this will most likely be a teen drama on Netflix. Basically, Riverdale, but with Scooby-Doo. Now, don't freak out about that, because Riverdale, for those who don't know, was actually pretty good for the first couple seasons. So if we get a first couple seasons of Riverdale vibe Scooby-Doo show, this could be really good. And the reason I mainly say Riverdale is because this is going to be produced by Greg Berlanti, who did most of the CW shows. He did all of the Arrowverse shows, all the DC shows on the CW, and I don't know for a fact, but I'm pretty sure he probably did Riverdale. So yeah, he's done a lot of CW stuff, a lot of teen dramas. So again, that's what I'm assuming this is going to be like, and that could be good. A couple years ago, we did actually kind of get a live action teen drama version of Scooby-Doo. Not big budgetly produced or anything. It was a fan series on YouTube that actually only officially released one episode, which I did watch the episode and I actually quite enjoyed it, and I did a review for it on the channel and everything. And they raised all this money to produce this first episode. It wasn't the best quality, but it was still high quality for a fan project. And at some point, they were supposedly in development on episode 2, but there's just been no update on that really in a long time. And episode 1 came out 2 or 3 years ago now. So I don't see this going anywhere. But if you want, you can still check it out on YouTube. Like I said, I did a review on the channel a couple years ago, so you can check that out as well. But what I really want from this, speaking of Mystery Incorporated, is I want this live-action Netflix show to basically be kind of not necessarily an adaptation, but at least to be a similar format and vibe of Scooby-Doo Mystery Incorporated, the animated series. This was one of the ones that I grew up on, and this is the show that really made Scooby-Doo serious. This, I think, is the best Scooby-Doo animated series. Possibly one of the best pieces of Scooby-Doo media in general. Because for those that haven't watched it, it basically is kind of Scooby-Doo as a teen drama, still keeping intact that comedy and lightheartedness that Scooby-Doo is always known for. But, of course, on Cartoon Network. So it's still geared towards kids, but it's a story-driven show, but still has these singular mysteries that are being solved throughout as well. And that's what I want. That's what I really love in a good animated series, when they can do that, when they have a long-form story that's being set up across the way through the season. But then if you have the mysteries being solved as you go as well. That was something that another one of my favorite animated series, Spectacular Spider-Man, did fantastically. So if we could get something like that here, that would be great. And one of the biggest things that's going to come with this is definitely the casting. I already saw the comments on Twitter or X under this post from Discussing Film saying, oh, the day this cast comes out will be World War III. And the casting, I think, is going to be a big deal. First of all, there's the question of what age are they going to go for. They could go for more adults, something like this, but I think they're more likely going to go younger. I mean, these are some more options, but I think the most likely is that they're going to be teenager to 20 years old. And I'm thinking this probably will be a series that takes place when they're in high school. At least that's what I'm assuming. That's what I would do. Because again, that's what it was in Mr. Incorporated. And like I said, when it comes to casting, you could go for these big names, and that I think would be interesting. Again, that would really probably be divisive and controversial among fans when that news comes out. And these all here, I think, are solid options. But what I personally think they should actually do is just cast unknowns, or at least not super famous actors. Yeah, because this Scooby-Doo Netflix series could be the next Cobra Kai. And that was a show that took actors that nobody really knew before that show, but now it's one of Netflix's most popular series, and all of those actors are famous. I think that's what they should end up doing here for Scooby-Doo. And again, I'm just so excited for this. I love Scooby-Doo, and I think this is a perfect way to continue the franchise. Scooby-Doo as a live-action teen drama series on Netflix, it just makes sense. You know, what doesn't make sense is why this is on Netflix and not Max, because Scooby-Doo is a Warner Brothers property, but who cares? Hopefully Netflix actually takes good care of it. We'll see. But folks, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. What do you think about this breaking news that a live-action Scooby-Doo series is a development for Netflix? So thanks so much for watching. Please drop a like if you enjoyed this video and hit the subscribe button so I can keep up to date on everything that goes on in the movie life.